Hey everybody, this is my week 8 final discussion for David Kelley's How to Build Your Creative Confidence TED Talk. This wasn't one of my favorites. I think because it lacked some substance on kind of his topic. I thought he had some really good stories, and one about Mr. Bandura and the snake, and kind of how to get people over their fears and anxiety of that. And I really enjoyed the other story he talked about David Dietz. Um, Very cool. I mean, to be able to help design those MRI machines, and then see them on the other side, kind of what they did to kids, and then be able to be creative enough to tweak that and paint that whole mural on the wall on the machine, and then obviously to train the people to kind of give this backstory of it being a pirate ship, and you're going in there and you got to be quiet. That's why there's the noise, and I thought that was very cool. I think maybe the other one thing that kind of on topic of his that I liked, kind of resonated with me, was the story he talked about with his classmate making the horse out of clay, and the other kiddo in class kind of putting him down and saying that didn't look like a horse at all. And he kind of goes on to talk about how people come up to him, and they'll share stories about maybe when teachers kind of shut them down and things like that. And it made me think kind of what I currently do at work. Part of my job is I help train new folks and things like that. And I've trained people with zero experience, and some experience, a lot of experience, and we all bring something kind of different to the table, and kind of realizing that, and kind of being open to those different ideas that are different than mine, or maybe a different style of how I would do it instead of shutting someone down. I really think back actually to when I was like coaching. I coached high school basketball for about 7 years, and kids at that age, obviously they're creative, they're learning, and many times throughout like the season, kids would come to me and say, hey, can we try this, or I think I really like running this play, or whatever it may be. And I was open to those things, and obviously I would make the decisions on those things, but I was very mindful not to just kind of shut people down and say, hey, it's kind of my way or the highway, or things like that. I remember there was kind of an issue that I had with a youth coach, because I had to oversee our youth program as well. There were some youth coaches that were coaching this one grade level, and they had some kids on the team of their own, and they would very much kind of pigeonhole kids to, you can only kind of do this one thing, and they weren't really kind of growing their skill set and teaching them new things. And so I had to replace them with somebody else. And it was hard. It was hard that following year for the new coach to come in and kind of have to break this mold. And the kids were very timid at that age, and because for like 2 years prior to that, they were kind of told they could only do this, or you can't shoot that shot, or you have to pass this pass here. And it was a very difficult mold to break. And so I kind of saw that firsthand early on with these kiddos, and kind of makes me think of raising my kids and being supportive and giving them an atmosphere to grow and try new things. And for the longest time, when my stepson was younger, my wife really wanted him to play sports and do baseball and football and basketball, and it just it never really clicked with him, and it really wasn't his thing. And so instead of kind of like trying to just hammer that, we had him open to some other things, and now he's found his niche. He loves playing instruments. He plays saxophone, he plays piano, and he absolutely loves it. So from that standpoint of the video, I think it kind of goes beyond creativity of not just kind of shutting people down and things like that. I think there's a big confidence piece to that as well. And yeah, so that's really all I got. I hope everybody has a great holiday, great Christmas. Good luck, everybody, in your programs going forward.